Testing, testing. Dale, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't see anybody, but I can certainly hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. But you didn't.
Okay, testing.
Shared nothing. I mean, I wasn't sitting close. Yeah,
I can hear you now.
that's loud. Jeez. But then they gave me, yeah, they gave me, they gave me Paxlovid, and so I got a very mild case. But then I got a rebound, so I got a second case. But again, very mild. Yeah, but very mild. The worst part was the isolation. You know, just even more isolated than I am. But I couldn't complain about the disease. It was not good. Yeah. Absolutely. Kidney? Really? After a kidney involvement?
But I mean, don't
You
get
know,
me wrong,
don't
but
quote you.
it can,
Wow.
those curtains, I love it. It was wrong.
It's called Tammy Trump.
Good. That's what we just said.
And
Yeah.
man, look, like you went to St. Raymond's.
Uh-huh.
Went to St. Raymond's with Jim's cousins.
Okay.
Hey, Tamara, you gonna join? Okay, I'll see you over there. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and get started. Just doing another check. Dale, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. So we are going to be joined shortly by Tamara Turner. Absent today, and this we knew ahead of time in terms of members, are Phil Barth. He is in Colorado at an event with his son, I think graduation or something like that. Ryan Green will be joining us late. He just had something come up and he's gonna be joining us late. Mimi's here. Sue is here. Guys.
It did go into technical. Oh, this, we're on, okay,
we're
I'm sorry.
on Zoom.
No.
Heidi Kendall, I can't recall if she said she was going to be able to dial in or not. And that's a question mark for now. Sally is not going to be joining us, and she's actually no longer on the committee, so she will be crossed off for the next meeting. We have Tammy, there's Tamara right there. Gary is here. Cam? You're muted, but you can,
Gotta
oh,
fix your
look at
hair.
look at that little one. Okay. So let's see, we also have Dale here. Hi, Dale.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us.
Do you want to say anything, Dale?
No, just thanks. I'm here because of an email that Sue sent me, and when you get to talking about PV Palooza, I'll chime in on answering some questions that Sue sent.
From emergency support.
Oh, got it.
That's one of the questions. Look what I got.
Great.
Best service.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so let me go ahead and jump in. First of all, it is currently 1:13, and we are calling the meeting to order. And let's see,
Yeah.
oral communications. Is there anything that we want to communicate orally that for items not on the agenda? And by the way, since PV Palooza, planning for PV Palooza is on the agenda, we can talk about Dale's questions and Sue's questions, which is why it sounds like he's here. We can handle that in the agenda. But in terms of items not on the agenda, is there anything else we should bring up? Nope. All right. There are minutes in the agenda packet, and anybody here who would like to make a movement, a motion to approve the minutes? Okay. So let's have a vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes? Anyone not in favor of approving the minutes? Nope, okay. The minutes are approved. Okay, new business budget review. Don't know if I show my screen. Oh, I won't have time. I won't have time to figure out how to bring the, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to share it, so I'll cover it verbally. So in terms of PV Palooza, we currently have significant funding challenges. Well over our budget. We feel we are currently under budget.
Don, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, thank you. How's that?
Better.
Okay, cool. So let me take a moment to bring up the spreadsheet that I can read from. There's no internet, there's no Wi-Fi in here. Moment. Sorry for being ill prepared. The room here was locked and I couldn't find anyone to unlock it. Last time we all met here, it was unlocked. So I don't know how to get in here, so I ended up just calling Justin Bixby here. So my apologies for not being more ready. All right, so let me log into my TV Palooza account on my Google Sheets. There's that TV Palooza budget. So what's different this year? So first of all, we have 14 bands instead of 11. So
Wow.
yeah, a lot more bands, and that changes things logistically because of the number of 2022 budget numbers. And so last year it was around $8,000 in payments to musicians. Each musician gets $200 max per day, meaning that musicians who are in multiple bands, and there are quite a few, they get $200 and that's it, right? It just wouldn't make sense to have it any other way for such a, because it's a big community and there's lots of overlap. So, so we dedupe, if you will, we deduplicate payments to musicians. So there are 75 total musicians playing, but some of them are overlap musicians. So in terms of unique musicians performing, that's 69, which means $13,800 in payments because everybody gets $200. So that is the first budget line item. In addition, our PA sound equipment rental and technician, particularly the technician costs, have gone up significantly, just because that's the going rate. So Greg Poston is charging the same for his time, but in terms of getting bids for supporting him, there's definitely more than a $1 million to support as many bands in a festival type setting. The bids he got from being able to get help went up significantly. Also, we are planning to have a second stage. So last year we had a single stage at the end, the far end of the soccer field, where the far gold post are. This and we had no stage at the performance lawn, so the musicians were playing on the concrete pad, and the normal place where we have the summer concert. The problem is that there's actually line of sight with an acoustic path directly from that location, that secondary location, straight to the end of the soccer field. If you look at a map, or if you actually stand there, you can see the other stage, which means that the four musicians who are trying to hold their own beat on that stage are thrown off by the other stage.
Don, can I interrupt one sec?
Sure.
Are you talking about the concrete pad that we normally use
Yes.
for Thursday? Okay,
That was the secondary stage, or it was the other stage, I should say, for PV Palooza. So
that's
this-
good. I think the building will, yeah.
Sorry, it didn't work as we had hoped, because even though the audience was not able to hear the other band, that worked well. There was acoustic isolation for the audience. There wasn't acoustic isolation for the musicians, which is actually more important because they're trying to hold the beat. It's very difficult for music when you have somebody. So that was a problem that we decided to solve in the following way. We're going to put a stage at the other side of the lawn so that the musicians will have. Exactly, but it's going to be at an angle, because if we were to put it straight facing, basically directly towards the last year's stage, the problem with that is the sun is right in your eyes, especially in the evening, it's right there. So what we're going to do is rotate it stage right towards the back of the library, and that's a good location anyway because there's power right there. And in terms of accessing the road for loading equipment in, there's a good pathway. So we've decided to do that. The cost of that additional stage is $2,500 more than what we paid last year. It's possible. I've not looked at that. In terms of arms and legs, if we can have people step up and say, look, I'll take care of it and I'll problem solve, that's great. But right now, we're very much thin on being able to pull that off.
Okay.
It would be great if we could save $2,500 by using another stage. However, there would have to be a significant collaboration between audio guy who, it needs to be certain dimensions and certain physical characteristics to be able to work well with the setup, the audio setup that we have. So that's a good idea. Let's go ahead, and he would be able to take charge of connecting with the school. Okay, that would be great.
And now Woodside is our local high school. I'll call them.
Yeah.
How
My
big would it
experience,
need to be?
I can promise you Woodside High School is a waste of time. I'm very familiar with what their policy are, and that would be a waste of time. I would, if something is available right here in town, I would be all ears, but Woodside High School and Sequoia High School as a whole would not be. I've tried that.
You might try to hurry.
Yeah, maybe Priory, because they're here in town.
But Steve, do you know about staging?
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Could you connect with Todd and ask him that? I think the first step is it would actually be Todd who would be able to open that directly. Okay, fair enough. All right, so you're going to investigate Alpine Hills. and You're going to,
What do we do? I'm sorry.
okay, that's great. That could take $2,500 off the bill. Good idea. Sorry? Well, we could put their, we could put a little name tag on it saying courtesy of Alpine Hills. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, we could count it as a donation in kind. Let's find out what they say. We would want to make it be a donation in kind, because last year they donated and this year they didn't. And I'm a member as well, so if they're gonna call me, that's fine. In terms of printing of banners and posters, I had in the budget. There might be, I had in the budget two line items, one called the UPS store and the other called banners, advertising, and promo. Those are two, that's the same thing. We're printing at the UPS store. We were printing the last minute things at the UPS store, like the program that we put up on a stand, and they're expensive, but they're same day. And that allowed us to have the final schedule. Everything was in flux since it was the first annual. This year, we can probably avoid that. And so we might be able to shave $1,000 off this number. We're just catching that now. The alcohol license is $50. The church is charging us this year. They didn't charge us last year, $800 for the day for parking. If anybody has a connection to the church, if they'd like to push that to next year, that might be better.
The town picnic and
Probably because this is a sponsor. But if you could, if you have any sway at the church, about $800 there. We're still going to be having Russ Deutsch, who did the food trucks last year. We'll do it this year, which is free, because we normally cost $250 to get somebody to really manage food trucks for you, so that's a good thing. I don't currently have a budget for a cleanup crew, so we're gonna have to kind of rely on the town, which is what we did last year. We had folks come help and worked out fine. Insurance for the day of the event, it's about $320. You add all that up, and it's about $29,000 having subtracted that extra thing. So $29,000. Last year it was around 20,000. Gone up by 9,000 due to all of the things that I just listed. And
What do we have?
we currently are at we are currently at 16, about $16,000. So we have another $10,000 to go. Everybody, I have an answer, yay or nay, from everybody who sponsored last year, which is obviously the starting point. Lots of people re-up. Some didn't, some went down in terms of their sponsorship level. So I did send an email to PV Forum saying that we are trying to raise funds. I think I'm gonna crank up the level of urgency in the message I send out next about this, because we need to close the door on funding early next week, because we need to print the banners and the posters with logos on them.
Remember last year we were gonna do a neighbor, like every street was.
Oh, I don't remember that idea. It's a great idea.
Did it, so maybe we could put that, kind of get a little package together and put it out in the forum.
Yeah,
Because if we got a lot of streets, even a couple $100, it would help,
yeah, that would be great.
or whatever group. We'll tap the trivia winner. At the, when is it, tomorrow night? The trivia night?
Oh, couldn't somebody announce at the trivia night that we are making a last,
Tonight,
yeah.
okay.
So if I pull up an image of last year's poster, I know you can't see my screen, but I will pull it up so I can try to describe it. So you go to our PV Palooza website, you go to donations and sponsors. It shows you the poster from last year, which has the logos. Again, Platinum has the large logos. Gold sponsors have the medium size or have the smaller logos. And then those who are not logos, but we're still sponsors at the 750 or below level, show up in print with their name, right? In terms of logos, Open Space Preserve, they're re-upping. They're going to be Platinum sponsors again. And they'll be here in person. Rob Oray Consulting is out. Alpine Inn is in again. At the Platinum level, yeah. Both garages are out, as is Palo Alto University. Kavanaugh is in, but not Kerwin Copper. So we are at 1, 2, 3 logos. Going to be a very nice event for those very few who are sponsoring at the logo. And then in terms of the print level, a lot of, so Alpine Hills was in May, Ian Keys was yes. The Christensen family sounds like they're going to do it as well. CJW Architecture is on Onion, as has Rita Lasani, who is the owner of Optometry. Jennifer Hammer is not in. Maria and Greg Anderson are in. Helen and Brad Miller are in. Parkside Grill is in. Portola Valley Chiropractic is not in. Easy Lobster Shack is not in. Roberts Market is in. Woodside Patrol is in and they up. In fact, we're gonna, oh, that's a fourth logo. Right. So Woodside Patrol went up in their sponsorship level. That's good news. They also
Had a booth?
No, they just came here, not Woodside Patrol in terms of the police. I'm talking about the ones who are located near the Parkside Road.
Right.
Yeah. So Robert, who runs that, is upping his contribution, so he gets a logo this year, which is great. Let me just scan to make sure. Let's see if there were any other changes. Oh, consider. Both of the garages are up. Conditory is in. So their name will be on it. No logo, they have the silver level. So that's an encouraging one. And there were a few more. Randy is the one who knows what's happening on the coast, Web Branch. We got a silver sponsorship from Web Branch, which is great. And then it looks like an individual contributed, Nicholas Carr, which is great. We got yeah, it's roughly 15,000-16,000. So we've got, 11K to go.
Is B and Keeney's in, John?
Yep, Kevin Dean. That's all good, as is Roberts. Caldwell Banker might be interested in that. Ginny is with Caldwell Banker, but there could be the corporate level. The hardware store is also considering it. Let's see who else is. I've not contacted. Who? Where are they based?
Be great for that.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Oh, Stanford University is in at the silver level. Their name of it. Stanford University is in that as well. And we have not contacted the beauty salon. I have not.
I don't go there.
If anybody has a good connection to the beauty salon, I tried last year.
Let me think about it.
Yeah. Well, I've emailed Antonio,
Who's the owner?
he's the owner.
I remember the gal was coming to our meeting.
Yes. So I suggested to Antonio, because he actually could contribute as an individual contributor. And unlike Fariba Lassani, people don't know that name in his case, in the case of Antonio Cremona, because they know the name, so he doesn't have to sponsor at the big level. He can just be a donor and still show up. He's kind of lucky that way. He's got name recognition. So that's another. Oh, I have not approached Windmill School. Anybody have a connection there? Anybody want to take it on?
Wait,
In terms of outreach to Windmill? Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
All we can do is that. Last time I was shocked. When I would take people and they gave money and
Yeah.
you contacted them directly and they gave again.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work and sometimes it does, and it's hit or miss. It's kind of like any kind of fundraising, but there's no harm in trying.
750?
So the different levels are for individuals contributing. Any amount less than $100 is anonymous, and that's considered a donor. Amounts between 100 and 200 can be named or anonymous, and that's considered a fan. A groupie is between 250 and 500, and that's named or anonymous. rock star is anything over $500, and that's named Ellen. So those are the different levels in terms of individual.
Hey, John, you can put James and I down for 750.
Oh, wow, you guys are rock stars.
We'll be rock stars. I
Awesome.
don't know if we'll do it. I don't know if we'll do it. Yeah, because it's individuals, right? Like if we did it as Turner Horn Real Estate, what would be the difference? Like,
Oh, if you're at 750, that would get you at 750 as a silver sponsor, and then you can list yourself with a business name. And the business name can be individual. If you,
well, let me talk to him and see if he wants the business name or not, because we're trying to fade out, but
great.
But
thank
yeah.
you, Tammy.
it might be, yeah, so put us in for that.
Thank you.
And then, John, if you want to send me the list of the people that aren't in, but maybe haven't been contacted, that perhaps we had last year, I could run through that list.
Oh, I've contacted everyone who contributed last year. And I'm not sure it would be good form to go back to them. Because
Yeah.
it's Pretty.
Okay, I didn't realize, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm pretty,
So the nays are definitely nays.
yeah, I don't give up until I get an answer.
Okay,
I explicitly say that the sooner you tell me one way or the other, the sooner I'll stop bugging you.
Yeah,
All of them
okay.
got bugged.
okay, all right.
McClenahan has, if you've got a relationship with McClenahan,
Oh, McClenahan? Yeah. Try
Yes,
them.
sir.
Yeah, send me their info. I'll give them a shot. I used them
Yes, sir.
for tree service before, so that's, I mean, that's the only relationship I have, but I could try.
so they did not contribute last year, despite significant outreach. This year, there's also been significant outreach, including a response from a receptionist who said they would forward the info. But I've
What
not-
about Pat Dempsey, who does all the septic systems? Have you reached out to him?
who does all- Oh, that would be another good one. Can you reach out to them, Tam? So the
Yeah,
silver-
yeah. If you have the,
I'm sorry?
have their contact information, that would be great. If not, just let me know and I'll find a way to them. If you
Yeah, I would
have their
say-
contact information, that would be helpful. But
I
if
don't
not,
have-
I'll find my way to them. So Dempsey and McClenahan. Okay. Dempsey and McClenahan. I'll deal with that.
Last year, I got a list of all businesses incorporated in the town of Portola Valley, and I
Mhm.
used that for my outreach. And I got that from Jeremy Dennis. This year, I don't know. It's very hard to get things from the town right now because Jeremy left and they're overwhelmed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Super hard.
Yeah. All right. Let me write a note to self and I'll deal with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
um,
I'm gonna mute.
So in terms of the business sponsorship package, the first one is the silver level, and that one is $750. And for that, you get your business name listed as a business as opposed to as an individual on posters, event banners, and stage banners, emails, website, everything else listed as a silver sponsor. Gold sponsorship is $1,500. For that, you get your logo on all of the above. Plus, you get to sponsor a band so that during the course of the performance, they will announce your name as the sponsor of the band. And that's again gold, that's $1,500. Platinum is $2,250, which is the same as gold, but with a larger logo and font, and listed as a platinum sponsor. And you are, with that physical presence, able to have presence. Sorry. With that sponsorship package, you're able to have a physical presence like a tabletop or small thing. Assuming that whatever you're planning to do at that stand is approved. With some exceptions in terms of what kind of business it is, and I'll get to that shortly. But we might want to have some businesses here that don't sponsor themselves. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But I need all the help I can get, and it's crunch time because beginning of next week, I want to go to press on the posters. So you were,
Oh, we haven't had a meeting.
we haven't had a meeting.
So we didn't,
And I should have brought that up at the beginning of this meeting. I have been pretty overscheduled, and the new level of discipline that's required in terms of absolute precise timing and submission of the minutes from the last meeting and the agenda for the next meeting. It completely changed. And so if I missed it by 15 minutes, the door closed. So I just wasn't used to that degree of inflexibility, number one. And number two, last time, with prior support with Sharon, if that happened, you could just push the next week. We're all take off leadership, military operation, but now it's not that way. And so the degree of precision and all of that, kind of, I wasn't used to that, and so that's why we were unfortunate. So we couldn't actually have those meetings. So anyway, it is what it is. The timing wasn't ideal because we were trying to ramp up PV Palooza, but a lot's happened nevertheless. There is a postcard going out next week, a physical postcard announcing it, going out black and white, but it's very much like what I showed with you, Sue, and you were working on that. Looks very much like that, except it's black and white, but it's still beautiful. And I had thought that it had to be postcard size, but it's the same price to make it half, 8.5 by 11. That's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
Because you don't need as much cutting. So we're gonna make half size, and it's going out next week. It's in Carrie's hands.
So then do we need to meet to bundle them?
Nope,
Oh,
it'll all just happen.
If we drive them down to the post office at Bohannon,
I don't even think we have to do that.
you don't even have to do that, they usually go out the next time. If we get in a rush.
Well, let me talk to Carrie if there's anything we could do to accelerate it, but it sounds like it's just happening.
Yeah, okay, great.
And, oh, that was not in my budget. Okay, well, that's, that swaps out. Remember how I said that I thought I had $1,000 too much in the budget? I think that's too much. But anyway, I think it's important to have those postcards going out because PV Palooza and social media are not quite enough. Sorry, PV Palooza, social media, banners and posters, and word of mouth. That's currently all we have, and that's what all we have last year. We'd like to get greater outreach, which is why the mailing. And by the way, that mailing is not for PV Palooza specifically. Oh, sorry, that's why it's not coming out of the PV Palooza budget, because it's also the total of our concert series, so it's actually coming out of the general CAC.
Just change the date.
It has all three, it has all 4 dates on it. With the same postcard, we're only gonna mail once. It's actually not too expensive, but it's a save the dates email because there are 4 dates to be saved and all 4 dates are announced on that postcard. So it's basically summer concert events. And towards the end of it, oh, you gotta go? Okay, let me just quickly, before you leave, mention that, remember last year, Simon Scott was the guy who ran the kids stages? He did a fabulous job last year. He wasn't able to do it this year, so Steve has stepped up. Steve is a musician. He will be performing in one of the bands, Los Tranquilizers. And he is a guitarist and also super fun to work with. So he's taking charge of the kids' stages. And so we're very happy to have him helping with the kids' stages. So if any of you know any kids' bands, or any other kids who would like to perform musically, please have them contact Steve. And he's reaching out to schools, and also there's more opportunities to perform this year because there are 14 bands instead of 11. There are, okay, so I've got the schedule up in front of me. It's on the website.
Is Krim coming down?
Then it's coming. I'll go through the full list in just a minute, but in terms of Steve's time, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 breaks between the bands. So we have up to 12 slots. Um, Each break is 25 minutes. Last year it was a half hour, this year it's 25-minute break. And we already have some from last year signed up, like the Palo Alto School of Rock is gonna come back, and a couple of others. Came for the Cake, wants to play, before they contact you, and several other bands. So that'll be what Steve is working on, and thanks for joining.
Thank you, Steve. You're a godsend.
Thanks, Steve. So just to finish up on the schedule before we move on, because there are 14 bands, not 11, we had to compress the schedule. So what we did is instead of 1 hour slots with 1.5 hour breaks, meaning that on every stage there were 2 hours between performances, and it was staggering. So audio switch over never happened at the same time. So that's how we did it last year. 1 hour with 1.5 hour break. This year, each performance is 50 minutes, so -10, with a 25-minute break, so -5, so total -15, which means that there's 75 minutes between each performance on each stage. And we stagger it, and if you stack all that up from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., you get 14 days.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it all lines up. And I'll just list off Salty Licks with Todd Johnson, up and to the right with what's his name? Ray Rothwell. The Bubbles with Jeff Morgan. Those Tranquilizers with Steve. Swirls of Wisdom, which is an all-female band from
Wow,
Alhambra.
you gotta be there for that.
Yeah, they're very good. It's the spouse of, and by the way, she was supposed to be here today. The woman who heads up that band really wants to join this committee. Her name is Leslie, and she is the husband of the lead musician of Pathetic Honey. Pathetic Honey is also playing again this year. Whiskey Hillbilly, Grace Harriet, Samantha McCabe, both of those are Berkeley students, classmates of my son, who's not playing this year, but he played last year. So all three of them, sorry, both of them are classmates of my son at Berkeley College. They're fantastic female vocalists, singer-songwriters. Alec Little and the Them Rounders, they played last year. Bundy Brown played last year. Ginger and the Bandits. And Midnight Rounds is the latest edition. The Woodside resident. And all of the band members are doctors at Lucille Packard Children's Hospital. So they're unofficial band. Very good.
Very
And the name of the band is Midnight Rounds. It cracks me up.
Midnight round, see, get it?
And then Prim Band will be the last band up. So that's the full program. And what I would like to do is pause for just a moment to attend to the fact that Ivy Margulis is on the call. Ivy, how are you?
I'm doing well. How's everyone else doing?
Great. Well, welcome to the committee, because the town council did approve Ivy to be on the cultural arts committee, actually a couple of months ago. So one of the other things that I've seen.
Woohoo!
Welcome, Ivy. We definitely can use the help, and we're looking forward to having you here in person next time.
Well, glad to be here. I apologize I couldn't make it in person to the schoolhouse today, but very happy to be here.
Yeah, if you could put in the minutes that John is going to email around Ivy's background, because she's got a fantastic musical background. I'm going to defer that to an email because we've got more to cover, and we only have 10 minutes left. But welcome aboard, Ivy.
Thank you.
In terms of the other aspects of PV Palooza, I think the main focus right now is the fundraising. And I did want to bring up that Tina, my wife Tina is going to be going into really significant surgery on May 31st. And so we'll be hospitalized for about 5 days. And after that, I'm going to probably be pretty preoccupied at home attending to everything that happens around that. So I'm going to be pretty busy in the lead up to PV Palooza. I had hoped to have a detailed task list of all the stuff that has to happen between now and then. A lot has happened, but there's still stuff to be done to be followed up on, particularly around the putting up of both posters and banners. And there's a lot of logistics involved in doing that. Like how do you get posters from wherever they're being printed? I think Phil can help with that. Whoever it is, put the posters up, and then also figuring out where all the right places to put the posters should be, and going and doing that. So there's a lot to that, and I'll be writing up instructions out.
Can you just email us, like, in the next couple of days, we'll probably be ready to put the posters? Yeah, we can.
That would be great.
I'm not sure about hanging banners, but we're really
No,
good
the
at
town
putting
does.
out posters.
No, the town does.
Town does 2 of the banners, but last year we put up 8.
So that's 8.
Where?
We
So
had them,
at the intersection of Portola and Alpine, on that fence, we got permission from the Mid.
Oh, right, okay.
We're going to sponsor. At Rainey's Garage, at Rosati's, right out in front of Rosati's. At that windmill, sorry, at that water tower at the intersection of Portola and Westridge. It's very visible. So you got the Los Trancos people coming down who will see the Rainy. You see the Westridge that goes coming that way. They'll see that one. The other side, there's the Ford Field that's done by the town. It'll be out in front of the town center. That's done by the town. But these others are pretty strategic. And if anybody has other ideas of where strategically placed banners can be,
Santa Maria, you know, that old bus stop, what are their rules
I have no idea.
about posters? Maybe just a few days before. Well, Phil lives up there, doesn't he?
Yeah, so
Maybe he can help.
yeah, that's a good idea. So that's kind of the thing is, most of it is that kind of thing, is getting all that up there. And then just before the event, getting sandwich boards.
Yeah.
We've got the sandwich boards in the closet.
They are still there?
Yes, there's
Okay,
a bunch
hope
of,
so.
they were in my garage for a while and I put them back.
Okay.
They were in my garage because they
Okay.
were in my garage for quite a while. But I
And
put them back.
I still have the key.
he has a key so we can get in.
Yes,
Awesome.
and it says concert today.
Yes, you might need to make that happen.
We have concert tonight. I might need to have some printed.
Last year, what we did is we took the larger version of the poster and we put that up on the sandwich board, and then we cut out a strip across the top and we laser printed concert tonight.
I remember.
Or
with the
maybe we
white-
just use the big
The
fat
white
marker.
tape, yeah. Cut and
We
paste.
cut.
That would be
Okay.
plenty good.
What's on them now when we return them?
I left the stuff that was there before, the old sticky gummy tape on it.
We'll go check it out.
So, okay, just a time check. We've got 6 more minutes. And,
John, I can do all the banners.
okay, awesome. Thanks, Pam.
Yeah. So you want, so just for location, you can just reconfirm with me, but
Yeah.
one on the fence on the corner of Portola and Alpine, one at the
I'll-
bottom
I'll
of
email the
Westridge.
full list, and I have a
Yeah.
bunch of those elastic inner straps. that
Okay,
give you a whole
Yeah.
bunch of-
I can do that. And do you want them up like 2 weeks before, or how, when are we allowed to put them up?
We can put them up for the ones that we will be putting up. We can put them up as soon as they're available.
Okay,
And so let's see, I just got a text. Oh, it looks like I just got a text from Carrie and she's got stacks of postcards.
awesome. Are you're gonna, oh, wow.
Postcards are going out and they look great. I'll pass my phone around for those who are here. So look at stacks of printed postcards.
Who's labeling the postcards?
I think that all just happens robotically.
Oh, awesome.
They
Awesome.
you will remember it's EWCRSS or whatever.
EWIS, yeah, EW,
What's the
it
abbreviation?
says on there, EWIS.
John, are you still going to be available to announce the bands or MC, or how's that going to work for you?
Oh, I'll be at the event.
Okay,
for sure.
good.
I'll definitely be at the event
Awesome.
all day.
Okay.
We'll put that on. the form. Couple of times, all the banks, put them on the form.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Couple
be,
of before.
so in the lead up, Terry and I will be on PV Forum, on Instagram, and on Facebook. We will be posting vignettes about each band that's performing
Right.
separately, so that there's a
Wonderful.
variety of content coming to get people.
Cool.
Because they each have their own following.
Oh, I don't think you're going to have a problem with interest. There was so much positive feedback after last year. I think it's going to be packed.
Yeah, awesome.
We just need money.
Yeah, all we need is.
Well,
money.
you know, I was thinking about that. I
I'm
was
gonna
wondering
finish
if
the
you
subject
could,
over with those only
well,
2 minutes left. I'm gonna
Bucket
switch over.
out and ask people, 'cause I think, Jerry, you said people came up and said, we can't believe this is free, do we owe you? So we might
Right.
put up a
Donation box.
bucket for people to throw a couple bucks in.
that's a good idea.
If we need it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good idea. Maybe at trivia night.
There was a
Okay.
couple
Right.
from Oklahoma and they were.
Here's an idea, is if we-
Or just Waterford. Champagne bucket, will that work?
No,
Yeah.
we have a bucket. Don't wanna risk that getting
Well, that's
broken.
actually a
No,
very
it would.
interesting idea.
But it would
Let's-
attract. it would
Let's
attract-
follow up on discussing that. Before we do though, I want to be respectful of Dale's time, and make sure that we make room for Dale on the agenda. What was it you wanted to bring up about the emergency preparedness?
About what?
Oh, Dale and the emergency preparedness question?
Oh, I just asked him, he's not coming back.
He's here.
Oh, right, yeah. No, I had asked him if they had any tables, chairs, tents, first aid kits, anything
Oh, great.
that we could borrow. There you are. And you don't. So, I think I can rent them, or I think maybe we should just buy some
So
and
that-
share them with, buy a couple of tables and chairs.
Yeah.
And share them with the other committees, because the town has nothing for us.
So,
I think I have a couple. Let me see what I might have some tables, folding tables. Let me see what I have.
And then the other thing was.
yeah, let's do this. We don't have the funds, the tables, chairs rented, or, paid for. If we buy them, we won't have a place to put them and
Yeah.
create a problem of its
Well,
own.
I
But
think it was the
sorry.
property, she said those things- What are they? $50 for Costco?
Well, I know, but I just don't know where to store them.
And they told, the one she.
Let's
got
go
got
ahead
hold
and
of.
have people donate.
I just-
I'm happy to donate tables and chairs for the day of. the
John,
event.
you could even put something on PV Forum and ask for
Exactly.
just, yeah,
Let's-
do
let's
that.
do that.
I know people will have.
Okay,
Okay, that,
last year we walked around, Kevin and I went in the corporate yard, there wasn't a chair, or they had put
yeah,
a
I think
table
it's
over
really
there.
important for the folks who are part of this committee to have a place to sit, but for everybody
Yeah.
else, it's a blanket and picnic. It's, you know,
Yeah,
it's
so
Yeah.
just
I was
needed
just thinking of a.
for us. We definitely need,
Go to the big events, they usually have a tent for,
we don't want.
with somebody.
have a
nice,
I have a
like
tent
first
you guys
aid
can
if
use.
you need
That I
it.
definitely have.
For first aid and for a place to come get help, I definitely think we should have tables and chairs. I just want to make sure that the understanding. is-
John, I have a tent.
Here's the tent.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's talk about tents in just a second, but in terms of tables and chairs, the tables and chairs are gonna be for us and anybody else who's helping on site, so we only need a couple. We don't need like enough for the attendees, and I don't want to create the impression that attendees will be at tables and chairs. That's not the kind of event it is. It's a picnic basket with blankets, you know? If you want tables and chairs, you know, bring your own, but and nobody's gonna say no, but, in terms
No,
of the
this is
table.
just for like a
For-
check-in and we could see the schedule, and then if anybody needed anything.
And I totally
And I
agree.
Gail, you said that the first aid should be given by a registered person, like a fireman or something like that, right?
Yeah, for an event like this, if you're gonna have a first aid station, you probably ought to have professionals. One of the challenges with like the EPC and so on, because of liability concerns, the most we could ever hand out is like hand somebody a Band-Aid or baby aspirin.
Did we have,
Uh,
did we have a need for first aid last year? Okay. At this stage, it just feels like a direction that we could go and get into a lot of complexity and not enough funding to cover it if we, because as Dale says, if you kind of announce it as a formal first aid station, then it suddenly becomes a liability and Roadside Patrol, I'm sure, has a solution to that, but I'm sure it's not cheap. I'm concerned about it. I'm fine if somebody wants to bring a first aid kit just to have it available and to keep it on the readiness type, Boy Scout type. thing.
Without a Band-Aid.
But I don't think we
The
want to.
fire department's there. You know, if something happens, they're gonna come, they're gonna step up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I'm just worried about the fact that it's 12:01 and there were a couple more things I wanted to bring up. So getting back to the agenda.
Thank you, Dale.
Thanks, Dale. Was there anything else you wanted to?
Dale, thank you.
You're more than wel-
Nope.
you're more-
If there's anything else you need from me, Sue has my email. She can get in touch with me.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Okay, is everybody okay with staying a few minutes later? Okay, cool. So we reviewed the budget. We talked about the planning for PV Palooza. We're not going to be talking about the planning for summer concert series because there's another committee meeting coming up before we have our first summer concert series, so we'll skip that. Except for the fact that everything's good. It's all dialed in so in terms of local artists collection and photography and archives, so Sue, we had talked about having local artists at PV Palooza. Is that
I've asked several people, I didn't know how to handle the late hours. And I don't think we can have people driving, unloading and driving through the, like an artist taking down the tent, driving out. So we can, if they're willing to store their stuff in the Buckeye room, either until it's over or until the next day. But I don't see
Why
that if
don't we
they
just-
want to go home at 5:30.
To me, that's their problem, not ours. I don't want to offer up services that require committee members to get involved in managing. And I can guarantee if we ask the town if we can have artists store their stuff in the bucket.
Yes, I did ask.
And it's okay?
Yes,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
because I think they'll be interested. I just don't want I don't want them loading cars and driving through the
Okay,
crowd.
that's fine.
So if they're willing to keep their stuff or stay till 8:30, because what time did we break up? Wasn't it 8?
It probably broke up by 8:30.
Okay,
The official ending time.
Yeah.
is
I mean, that's the only thing that has stopped me, but I've talked to several artists
8:30. Okay,
and, so if they're willing to set up early and, stay late or put their stuff in the rooms, then I think we have a few nice artists and they're local and they're good.
okay.
And I'm not gonna get a lot of it. That's just too much.
Right.
So they'll provide all their own,
That's great. How many artists do you think there would be?
well, right now I know it's 7.
7.
I mean, I could get more, but
Okay, so Leslie, who was going to be coming, I think she might have emailed you. But Leslie, who is in this World of Wisdom, Leslie Barrett, wants to join the community. He was really looking forward to coming today, but he had something coming. No,
this is Farrell.
Leslie Darrow, who,
Yes,
yes,
okay, she's an artist.
she's in this World of Wisdom, and she herself is an artist, and she has like 30 people she wanted to come, but it was a sale, like selling art.
Um,
Um,
I just can't imagine.
No,
We will do that.
Oh, it's too late. So basically, she was gonna show up and give her a whole plan for doing that, but my view is, that would have been something we could handle if she were able to make it today, because we could have talked about it.
Yes.
But it's kind of 11th hour. But next year would be great.
Yes.
Or I think we should sponsor her as a tax event and bring those 30 people and have another event. That's what we used to do, but
She did contact me
she
and I think it's on the agenda for next time. We'll do an art show like the farmer's market, just for artists someday.
Okay.
But, and even to have the art out here, nobody would see it from, with the music on it. Last year, we had a couple of people, it'd be nice to have art between the bands. This year, we have more bands and it'd be less time. But anyway, I think that
When you're
we've got
listening
some
to
really,
music, some people just kind of wander around and float and they like
Yeah.
want to.
yeah, I think, and we have wonderful artists here. I'm hesitant to let.
I think 7 is a
But-
perfect number for this year. And then we'll ramp up more next year
Right,
as appropriate,
right.
as Leslie.
Figure-
said. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then, the other thing I wanted to bring up is wine and beer. So last year it was BYOB. The reason it was BYOB is because the cost and complexity of adhering to the insurance requirements for this event was too much. We had to have people available to check IDs and put on bracelets and all that stuff. It was too much complexity. So we said, BYOB. This year, we are gonna have one or maybe just Fogarty, maybe Fogarty and Neely come and pour wine. And we also have Devil's Canyon Brewery come to beer. Which is great.
And you're getting the license for $50?
So the way it works is that it's the pourer, if you want to call it. entity is pouring and serving the drinks. And by the way, it's different from tasting. So what we typically do here at the farmer's market isn't covered by it. Because this is actually serving. If the entity who's pouring the drinks is properly permitted, and you can have them come as long as there is an event permit, but that event permit, assuming that everybody's coming is properly permitted, is only $50. However, that wasn't what stopped us last year. The permitting, it was the insurance requirements were that you have somebody checking ID and putting on bracelets, and we didn't have the resources for that. But this year, Devil's Canyon is willing to provide that service because they do that, they've done this before.
Great.
So what would be great is if that requires, somebody to help with, it'd be great if some of the wineries could help Devil's Canyon. So it's not just Devil's Canyon doing the work that benefits all. But that's why Ryan is involved in helping to put all that together because he has that connection with the Devil's Canyon.
Okay. Well, Fogarty is covered because they're here already with the tent.
Right, but that's tasting. They sell
yeah, but that's.
bottles of wine.
So that was one of my questions, is that somebody would have to buy a bottle. They couldn't
Where's
buy a bottle.
No, what I'm saying is that,
But now we're getting, okay, so now we're getting the permit.
exactly.
But, I mean, we were wondering about that. Otherwise, they'd buy a bottle, open it by themselves, take it to the picnic.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
can I sign off?
Thanks, Pam.
Is that okay? Bye, you guys. Thanks so much. And just delegate to me. I'm going to be home. I'm available. I'll cover whatever. Just delegate. That goes for everyone there. Just, you can use me.
All right, thanks, Pam.
But right now, all I'm doing is the banners until you give me another job. Okay? All right, perfect. Over and out, you guys. Thanks so much. It's just my little granddaughter. Wait a minute. Put her on video. She's got to say bye. Hang on a second. My little Norita. Go ahead, Nora. Say bye-bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Yeah, say bye. Bye, Nora. Come on, Nora. She doesn't do anything on cue. Sorry about that. Bye. Bye, bye. Bye, you guys. Thanks so much. Bye. Have a good one. Bye.
So, okay, so I will follow up with Jen because it sounds like she put out a good chairs thing, but I'll mention that to her. Back to the alcohol thing. Ryan was supposed to be in today's meeting. He called me a few minutes beforehand. And said he was, but we should probably have a call as soon as possible with Ryan to circle up
Okay.
to make sure that
If I didn't
all-
know you were, who's gonna get the license? Don't you have to drive up to the city?
Ryan is on it.
Okay,
And so
used to be a big deal.
I don't, all I know is Ryan's on. it. So
Okay.
it-
Okay,
what we should do is when this meeting adjourns, I will call Ryan and see if we can get through to him.
okay. Yeah, because I was hoping Fogarty would be here and her name is Paula, and come in. But she said when they pour like at Los Altos, they pour with no.
But my guess is that Los Altos have,
Classes were another.
oh, that's their job. If they want to come do business, then we need to come equipped to do the business. So that means coming with the solution to everything, not coming with a list of
Oh,
problems
yeah,
for us to
it's just
solve.
we had, remember
So
we had
let's-
all.
And we got glasses.
That might
We
have
had
been,
the prior glasses as well, and those might be in the closet. We had CAC glasses, cases of them.
But we
Oh.
don't have to use them this time.
Oh.
Because they're coming with everything.
I think we should keep it simple and
simple
have
for us.
businesses come with solutions, not problems.
Right.
I think that's the way.
Okay,
The business solves the problem because it's in their interest to solve the problem. And if that means that things are incrementally more expensive because they have to bring glasses or whatever, I'm not concerned because right now we just want to have the event, we want to have wine and
Right.
beer and we want to.
Yeah. No, I just- it just, when I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago, it just occurred to me.
Right.
So,
Oh, it's a good point, but I think they should come prepared to solve all this.
right. Okay, well, I didn't know about the license. Oh,
Okay, so let's see. I think we've covered off on all of the topics localized. Is there any other business or announcements that we need to do?
no, the only other thing is that gate over there behind the soccer field. That was hard.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And
that.
we need somebody, and we need,
So
needs
you
for
won't,
people to come handicapped.
you won't have to worry about that. I don't. So remember the nighttime stuff that we had to do for PD Live Revive? That was because PD Live Revive was in September. This year, it'll be more like last year's PD Palooza, and we just need to remember that those were two separate events. The PD Live Revive with the lighting and all that,
Yeah,
I don't think,
no, it's getting the bands in and out and keeping the bridge wet. You need somebody at that bridge all day on top of it.
okay,
Because the fire truck comes in, the food truck almost hit the building.
right. So,
Um,
And a motorcycle.
And
Kevin, my husband he went over there to hit Sue,
mhm,
and a motorcycle almost hit somebody and almost hit Kevin.
Yeah.
okay,
And then somebody almost hit a building or a food truck
so
or
we need
something.
more on-site volunteers.
so I was thinking maybe
Heidi's not gonna
hiring
be-
high school kids to do that.
I got to the scout.
Oh, okay, that's
Ed
cool.
Holland said that his son's leader is gonna contact me about having some of the scouts, but I got a name of another two, and I'm getting in touch with her.
Oh, great,
So
okay.
I'm gonna see if, especially the high school kids.
The high school kids would be great, and they
Yeah.
can, you know,
Definitely need to solve that
hear the
problem.
band. The band guys were fabulous. They drive up, I'd say, you know, unload, and then they'd go park. And sometimes we even said, oh, I'm gonna park over there by the horse facility and loved their equipment. The band people were fabulous. It's our own some of the women that had to drop their kid off at the end of the soccer field. Really?
No, so
But you need somebody there, otherwise it would just jam. And then
That's
when the fire truck came in, I mean, I just can't believe how they parked that thing right next. to-
that was PD Live Revive.
What?
I think you're talking about a different event. I don't think. they-
No, this is
No, it
Palooza
was
last year.
Palooza.
Yeah. No, I was there all morning long.
No, because I was at the table with Heidi and Mimi.
Yeah.
And Kevin went over there to help Sue and he stayed there
Wait,
for a while.
Yeah.
It was
Why-
Palooza.
That's where one more table,
Wait,
an
hold
umbrella
on.
chair with all the
Why
stuff.
was the fire truck here? What was it here for?
He invited them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are we
So
gonna,
they brought the huge one
invite them?
and backed up next to,
Right. So that sounded like it was a lot of complexity and. it
and
didn't-
that's when I lost the key and I think somebody had it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
I hear you.
Actually, I had
So
it
my
in the
question
door,
is this,
but
are we gonna bring back the fire truck this year?
yes,
We
yes.
are.
ab-
Okay. And who's organizing that? Because I had totally.
I just invited them and they came. Yeah,
forgot. Last year?
yeah.
Has
I
anybody,
was gonna invite him next year.
Sure.
do we want to invite them this year? What was the reason they were here?
We invited them.
But why? What were they doing here other than, so was there something going on where they? What was-
All those people and it's the first time we did it and, they're great. It's cool, their security, their first aid,
They're
they might
handsome.
send somebody to the day, first aid. by the way. Some of their, what do you call them?
They're mad. And they're really
Yeah.
cute.
Well,
And they're,
exactly.
Mimi says they're cute.
I
Yeah,
think,
okay.
I
They
think what
might-
we should do is
So, Gina
sell
said to
for
me-
fundraising, we should sell cabanas. We should have the firemen shirtless serve margaritas
Let's
to
do
people
it.
in the cabana.
I
We could solve the funding problem tomorrow.
That's right, and if it's a hot day, we can have them set up the fire hoses. Charge people to get pulled off.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, they came and
I had
they were
totally
great.
forgotten that they were here.
No, they were fabulous. And it's
So-
just a nice assuredness of,
Yes.
you know.
Well, but it sounds like we need to make sure that, that we have someone to be on site. So,
And Heidi's not
In
gonna
terms-
be here this year.
so Heidi will not be here. And that's a big deal because she was there all day the last time. Phil will be here. all day, and he's the person whose name is on the forms for permitting for this event. There has to be one person who's the main.
No,
Last year it was Heidi, this year it's going to be Phil.
Okay. Okay.
But we need a few more people to be present here all day long. And
Okay.
it should be folks who want to and are enthusiastic about.
I was here all but like an hour. I went home for an hour and then came back.
Yeah.
So, but
And
that's the
stayed the
reason for
entire-
a table umbrella, kind of a check-in over at the soccer field, have the schedule, have the,
Yes.
you know, right there with the band. That was the reason for another table.
So we need to have another table.
And then we just need to accommodate the handicapped a little better than, I had Walter Borch's caretaker just drive up onto the road and just got him out of the car onto the soccer field. But, we need to be aware of.
Okay, so who wants to take care of organizing day of staffing beyond Greg?
I mean, I'll do that part, I'll do that part.
I mean, there's plenty of
And I'll
people
help with
who are
this, yeah.
absolutely willing.
Right,
and willing.
Amy and I were there to the very end with Heidi.
Yeah,
And we can send an email out to PD Police, to your neighborhood saying, and if we get enough people responding, maybe they only have to be 2-hour shifts or 1-hour shifts or whatever.
yeah. I didn't know what we had done. You do have the Boy Scouts. And I think I just will ask the Prairie, they might even be gone, right? Prairie, will they be out of school?
I don't know, I know Portola Valley is going to the 16th and 17th. this
Okay.
year Because
Okay.
they started late because of construction.
Okay.
And so I know those two kids are still in. I don't know Prairie.
And then I met the Leclercs at the memorial for Walt and Grace to their granddaughter who's gonna have her.
Ivy, are you able to be there day of, the event, or will you be in town?
Is she on it?
When is the event again?
June tenth, Saturday. June
Oh,
10th.
I'll be here. I'm happy to. You guys feel free to sign me up for anything you need for the day.
Oh my God, that's
I'm like
great.
Tam around this. Just, I'm coming in fairly late. I don't, I don't want to grab anyone else's job, but if there are things you guys need help with, just sign me up.
Yeah, I think we have a shortage of, hands that it sounds like you're gonna be able to fill. So last year we were, I think, understaffed in terms of
Mhm.
people to just be present at various entrances, especially the one over near the soccer field. And, so Sue was doing that the whole time and it was too much. So we should break it up with more people. I think even with that, we're gonna want, Steve's gonna be here, but he'll be totally focused on the kids. I'm gonna be focused on all kinds of other. But there could easily be, in fact, I know someone right away who would be very interested in that date. Just be available. And I think the key would be, instead of someone having to be at that date the entire day, is to chunk it up.
Yeah.
All right, team, it is
Let's go.
11:22. So we're gonna go ahead and adjourn.
Right.
So the time is 11:22. Oh, the time is 2:22. We're gonna go ahead and adjourn.
Okay,
All right, team, thanks.
great. Thank you. So John, just keep calling us and emailing us.
Yeah.
When we can help you.